Okay, thanks everyone for rocking up for the special council meeting on the 7th of April. I'd like to declare the meeting open, and I'd like to also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land which we meet and pay respects to past, present and emerging. We now will go into swearing in our newly elected councillors, Helen and Geoff. So the Freeman of the Shire to officiate the declaration of office for the elected councillors. So the form of declaration is that prescribed by Regulation 13 of the Local Government Constitution Regulations 1998, Form 7, is to be made before a person before whom a statutory declaration can be made under the Oaths, Affidavits and Statutory Declarations Act 2005. Mr. Keith Rowe, JP, and Honorary Freeman of the Shire will officiate for this purpose. So we'd like Helen and Geoff come up to go through the process, please.
Very good.
I think we'll do one at a time.
Very good one.
Who would you like?
Probably the easiest way is to say, would you like to do this?
That's fine.
Fill in the blanks, no? Fine. The Ravensthorpe.
Oh, my full address.
Ravensthorpe.
Yep. I, Helen Burton of Ravensthorpe, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the Ravensthorpe Shire, declare that I take office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the Shire under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Well done. Now you can come over here to the scene. You want Ravensthorpe. You know the rest. You're watching carefully, Geoff.
I'll make sure I don't write them.
No, don't do that.
This is good.
Thanks.
Today's date. Sign on that line. Well done.
Thank you.
Yep. Good. Congratulations.
Hey, go in here and keep standing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That chair is face. Sorry, you're right.
If you get on
What?
Maintaining back.
No.
Still a bit short sometimes.
Today's date. Sign. All right. Do you read it first? You can.
I, Geoffrey Fyfe of Hopetown, having been elected to the office of Councillor of the Shire of Ravensthorpe, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people in the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the Shire under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995.
Well done.
Thank you.
Simon,
That's it.
run away. I'll tell you off if you do. You'll be the best. Congratulations.
Well done.
Well done. Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
It's all very ready.
Well done, Helen and Geoff. Congratulations and welcome to the team.
Thank
It's lovely to have a full council again. Now we will do the election of the Deputy President. So on section 2.6 of the Local Government Act 1995 specifies the civic officers constituting a council for a local government are those of the President, Deputy President and councillors. So then we just need to do nominations, don't we? Is that in there?
Yeah, we need to, it's covered.
So do I need to read all that out?
If you're happy to.
Yep. Okay. How the Deputy President is elected. So the council is to elect a councillor other than the President to fill the office. The election is to be conducted in accordance with the procedure prescribed by the President, or if he or she is not President, by the CEO. Nominations for the officers are to be given to the CEO in writing before the meeting or during the meeting before the close of nominations. Nominations close at the meeting at a time announced by the person conducting the election, which is to be a sufficient time after the announcement by that person that nominations are about to close to allow for any nominations made to be dealt with. If a councillor is nominated by another councillor, the person conducting the election is not to accept the nomination unless the nominee has advised the person conducting the election orally or in writing that he or she is willing to be nominated by the for the office. The council members are to vote on the matter by secret ballots as if they were electors voting at an election. Subject to clause 9(1), the votes cast under subclause 5 are to be counted and the successful candidate determined in accordance with schedule 4.1 as if those votes were votes cast at an election. As soon as is practicable after the election, after the result of the election is known, the person conducting the election is to declare and give notice of the result in accordance with regulations. The Chief Executive Officer is to declare and give notice of the result in accordance with Regulation 11F of the Local Government Constitution, Regulations 1998.
So through the chair, Madam President, if everyone is happy, I will open nominations. We have not received any to date, as I am aware of. We can do it in a number of ways. So we can take nominations from the floor verbally, if all councillors are happy to, or we can distribute some documentation if anyone would like to write nominations down, but generally speaking, I usually wait to see if we've got a couple of nominations, then certainly we'll do the vote in that manner. So nominations are open.
I would like to nominate Benno Sutherland for the position.
Mr. Sutherland, there's a requirement for you to confirm if you are happy to support that nomination and are in agreement to take the role.
Yeah, I'll accept that. Yep.
Wonderful. Before I close nominations, can I please confirm if there are any other nominations for the role of Deputy President today? I'll give notice that I'm proposing to close the nominations. Should anybody wish to make a final nomination? I would declare that nominations are closed and that there is one nomination for Councillor Benno Sutherland for the position of Deputy Shire President.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Awesome, Benno. So then now we are swearing in the Deputy President. So section 2.29 of the Local Government Act 1995 requires a person who has been elected as Deputy President to make a declaration in the prescribed form before acting in the office. The form of the declaration is that prescribed by Regulation 13 of the Local Government Constitution, Regulations 1998, Form 7, is to be made before a person by whom a declaration can be made under the Oaths, Affidavits and Statutory Declarations Act 2005. We would be having JP Keith Rowe to officiate for this purpose. Yeah. So can you come up, please, Benno?
Yep.
Okay, so I think you can read.
I reckon might be stuck on the big words for
Ravensthorpe.
yes,
Shire Ravensthorpe.
no worries. I, Benjamin James Sutherland of Ravensthorpe, having been elected to the office of Deputy President, declare that I take the office upon myself and will duly, faithfully, honestly and with integrity fulfil the duties of the office for the people of the district according to the best of my judgment and ability, and will observe the code of conduct adopted by the Shire under section 5.104 of the Local Government Act 1995. You've seen this. Yeah. Spell the name.
Yep. Shire Ravensthorpe. Ravensthorpe. Sign on the next one.
This one.
That's fine.
There you go, mate.
Thank you very much. Small photos.
Hello there.
Congratulations.
Johnny and Glasgow. I'm going to buy you.
Oh, done.
Thank you. Nice.
Good on you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Keith.
Congratulations,
No,
Benno.
You lot
No
will
worries.
look after Ravensthorpe for the next 12 months or what have you.
In good hands. In good hands.
The Shire of
Thanks,
Ravensthorpe. Thanks,
Thanks,
Steve.
Keith.
Okay, congratulations, Benno.
Good on you, mate. Thank you.
Now we have a record of attendance, apologies and approved leave of absence. So going around, present, we have myself, Councillor Rachel Gibson, we have Councillor Sue Layton, Councillor Robert Miliseski, Councillor Bill Auburn and Councillor Benno Sutherland. And then our two councillor-elect members, Councillor Helen Burton and Councillor Geoff Fyfe. Then we have officers, CEO Nicole O'Neill, we have Michelle Grobler, who is our EA, and we have Bryony Sorensen, who is Exec Manager Corporate Services, and Paul Spencer as well. And then Keith Rose obviously just left. No members of the public are here. Apologies, nil. And leave of absence, nil. Okay, and point 5, response to previous public questions taken on notice is nil. Point 6, public question time, and that would be nil because we've got no one in the public gallery. Point 7, declarations of interest, nil. Point 8, applications for leave of absence, nil. Point 9, confirmation of minutes of previous meeting, nil. Point 10, announcements, reports by elected members, nil. 11, announcements by the presiding person without discussion. Well, as I just said before, congratulations to Helen and Geoff to be our new councillors. It's great to have a whole council again, to be at our meetings and we can have some robust conversations. It's great. And thank you and congratulations also to Councillor Sutherland and the deputy. Now, point 12, petitions, deputations, presentations, submissions, nil. 13, matters arising from committees of council is nil. Then we'll go into 14, reports of officers, 14.1, executive services, and 14.1.1 is delegate for committees. Okay, now the officer recommendation is that council adopt the new schedule for delegates to committees of council as listed in the table below. Do we have a mover for that to come?
Through the chair, if we could just confirm who would like to be delegates first,
Yep.
and then we'll actually fill that into the tables. Again, if we have a situation where we have, so we've got most positions have member and deputies available. If we had more nominations than available, we can go to the vote. But it may be worth suspending standing orders just to allow for some discussion.
Okay.
If all councillors are happy
To suspend standing orders?
yeah, so we would just take a motion to suspend standing orders with a mover and a seconder, put that to the vote.
Yeah.
And then
Okay, we'll suspend standing orders to discuss. Do we have a mover? Councillor Auburn, a seconder. Councillor Burton. All in favour? Carried. So we'll just have a discussion, a chat then. Did you want to go, or do you want me to go through that?
I'm happy to if you're
Okay,
happy to.
yep, you can shoot away.
Okay. Now, in relation to the Audit Risk and Improvement Committee, there's actually no need for any nominations to come forward. We've just made the comment there that the full council will be appointed. So all councillors will be appointed in accordance with the current terms of reference. We do already have an independent presiding member and we'll be bringing a future report to you because we do also need to appoint an independent deputy who is not a current councillor, but we will not be doing that today. For the Bushfire Advisory Committee, we have a member and a deputy. Are there any councillors who would like to take either of those roles?
Yeah, I'd like to be the delegate for that, please.
Can I confirm if there's any other nominations?
My hand up for deputy if no one else does, but happy to sit aside if there's someone else who.
Okay, so we've got one member. Does anybody, can I just confirm nobody else is looking to be the member just while we've got standing orders suspended? Okay. For the deputy.
I've said he would, and I probably am interested in that one as well.
Okay. Can I confirm?
Go for it, Rach.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Rachel Gibson. Is anybody else wanting to be the deputy? So we can go to a vote. If not, I'll keep moving through the table. We do have a number of delegates and committees to get through, so everyone's going to get a chance, I've got no doubt. Okay, we are looking for one additional member. So automatically, in accordance with the current procedures, we have a member and deputy on the CEO Performance Review Committee being the president and the deputy automatically. We are looking for a third member for that particular committee. Of course, for our new councillors who may not be aware, anything that's discussed, it still has to come back to full council. So this is kind of to assist the process to get to a full council for decision. So all councillors do end up being involved. Are there any nominations to go on the CEO Performance Review Committee?
Sue, you met before. Would you like to do that again?
Well, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
So is that you happy to accept that
Yes,
nomination?
yes.
I'm not hearing that we have any others. Okay. The Ravensthorpe Tourism Advisory Group, we need a delegate and a proxy for RTAG, please.
You guys happy to stay there, Sue and Robert?
Well, it's only sort of just started, but it's not
Apologise.
official. Apparently it's got to change, so nothing really, we've only had one meeting, so I don't mind staying there. But Geoff would also be very good.
I'll lean back, mate.
All right, I can swing. If I can't see out.
Happy not to step on anyone's toes if you two are happy there, that's fine, yeah.
If you want it. okay, if you want to be delegate, or proxy, go for it. I'm happy to jump out.
Okay, so if I can just confirm, we've got a nomination for delegate of Sue Layton, and we've got a nomination of proxy for Geoff. Thanks. And then if we just, while standing orders are suspended, we'll just move through the other groups that are not formed as committees of council. But when we come to vote, like once you come back in, it'll be two separate votes, okay? So the Great Southern Road group, we're looking for a delegate and a proxy.
Yeah, I'd like to be the delegate for that, please.
Are there any other nominations? Could we please have a proxy for the Great Southern Road group? Thank you very much. Do we have any other proxies?
Who's that? That one was Bill.
Yeah, it's
Bill. Okay. Please jump in if you do want. Give me even just a wink if you Alrighty.
You can chuck me on if you want. If you need another one.
We're good for that one. But we've got a few to get through still. So I'm
So you have got two proxies and delegate?
Two proxies and a delegate.
We probably don't need to. We never had two before.
Did we? Okay.
No, we just did last year. Sorry,
Right,
we
okay.
did.
Yeah.
That's the first time, and I think that was because there was a couple of people interested. We ended up with two proxies.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Prior
If
to
you would
that.
like to go
No,
on,
that's fine. Yeah.
happy.
Yep, done.
For the LEMC, we have the president and the deputy. For the development assessment panels, we need 2 delegates and a proxy, and there is a requirement to undertake training. So I think the first thing I would be checking is, does anybody know which of you have done any DAP training?
I've been on that panel for the last few years.
Great.
I sat on 2.
Okay.
Done training.
Well, I must have done.
Yeah,
You want to do it?
before you've
Yeah.
actually sat on a formal. Yep. Then you have
2.
to have. Yeah.
2, yeah.
Beautiful.
So I've sent in the application for that to do the training
Okay. Great.
and I haven't got nothing back yet.
Okay.
So Matt sent it last year.
So I can follow up on
Yeah.
that. So I'm hearing that we have one nomination from Sue Layton. Do we have a nomination from
Nominated
yourself,
for
Rob?
that. Yep.
Do we have one more nomination, please? For a proxy? Bill?
Please.
Thank you.
No training or anything or any.
That's okay. We will
Correspondence, yeah.
ensure that both you and Robert have training. And in the meantime, Sue, you will need to represent.
Do we need another proxy for that one?
We do.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Oh,
You're
yeah, sorry, I
ahead of me.
heard your.
Could I just butt in? Can you just give
I don't
new
know.
councillors and myself
Yeah, I
a
was just
refresher,
gonna
just what
ask
is it?
what
I'm
that
sorry,
is.
what it is, yeah.
Yeah,
go on.
absolutely. So a development assessment panel, local governments traditionally undertook all decision making around planning and development. And quite a number of years ago now, a number of development assessment panels were established by the state government. So it's a state government committee that can take decisions or make decisions in and around planning matters. Generally speaking, they've been matters where there's a certain threshold. So if a development was over a certain amount, then it could be referred to a DAP. And we call them kind of approval pathways. So what can happen is developers of all shapes and sizes can in some cases choose whether they want to take an item to a local council for a decision or whether or not they actually want to apply directly to the DAP. The DAP generally has a presiding member who is appointed by the state government, and it'll have some state government representatives, and then every DAP for every region will also have local government representatives, so that local government still does kind of have a voice. From an officer point of view, what it means is we have to, officers, so myself as CEO would have to provide what's called a RAR, a Responsible Officers Report. And so whilst we're not the decider, we still give a report through to the DAPs on any matters that the local government would like to be considered. And then the matter is not determined by council. It is determined by that authority and either approved with conditions or not.
A good example of that would be in Cedar Beach right now. They're building a high rise on the old ocean site there. All the residents don't want it, but they're going to get one anyway. For the western suburbs, classic through there. Height restrictions, developers push their luck to get extra height and stuff like that.
I am looking for one more proxy who would be happy. I will note that, you know, we may only get called to like 1 or 2 DAPs over a number of years, you know, so there's not necessarily a high degree of frequency. It can depend in a region on how much development you've actually got. And like I said, there is a pathway. I've seen some cases where where developers could have gone to a DAP and they've still chosen to come to their local councils as well.
Yeah, no, I'll be happy to put my hand up for a proxy.
Okay, wonderful. We will get in touch with all of you around the mandatory training and I'll follow up the request that's already gone in for you, Rob. The Hopeton Progress Association, we're looking for a delegate and a proxy.
I'm still happy to be the delegate on that.
And there was a nomination for a proxy, please. Beautiful, thank you. The Munglenup Community Group.
Yeah, I'm still happy to be there as well as a proxy.
So Ben as a proxy.
Yeah.
And Sue as the delegate.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The Hopeton CRC. Delegate and a proxy.
So that was myself and Sue, but I'm happy if like someone down, Geoff, if you're down that way, is that
Yeah.
something that would suit you?
Yeah, I'd be keen to put my hand up as a delegate for
That's
that. Yeah.
enough. That's a 5. As delegate.
And then Sue, you're happy to be the proxy?
Yeah.
The Ravensthorpe CRC.
So once again, that was myself and I think it was Bill. So
No, to see Bill, your hand just go back up
Oh, for proxy, I'm happy.
for proxy.
Proxy, yeah,
Okay.
that's okay. I just
and
said
maybe
that.
Helen, that might
Close
be
enough.
Yeah,
feel
I'll be happy to
close.
put my name up.
Helen,
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. The Fitzgerald River National Park Advisory Group, we're looking for a delegate and a proxy. Sue, delegate.
You need my hand, so you're right. I'll put my hand up as a proxy.
All right, beautiful. The Ravensthorpe Agricultural Initiative Network, RAIN, a delegate and a proxy.
Let's go delegate from that.
And a proxy. Helen? The Fitzgerald Biosphere Community Collective.
Who's currently sitting as a delegate for that?
Sue and myself.
Okay, Sue, is that a nomination?
Yes. However, I sit there with the wildflower show, so I could do. Doesn't matter if somebody else like.
Again, I'm not interested in stepping on anyone's toes. So if you're happy to keep it, then that's fine. Yeah.
You can be delegate and Geoff can be proxy if you want, and I can go off if you want to be proxy.
Sure.
Okay, so we've got Sue as the delegate and Geoff as the proxy.
Mm-hmm.
The Hopeton District Recreation Association.
It's been over before.
Bill as the delegate.
If anyone else needs to be a proxy, if anyone else wants to be a proxy, they can. I'm quite happy to step aside.
Hopetown District Rec Association.
So shall we just,
It's a sporting group, isn't it?
yeah. They go meet once in a blue moon.
Ben, are you still happy to be the proxy?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, but if someone else wants to grab it, they're quite welcome to.
I don't mind proxying for that one.
Okay, great. Geoff? The Ravensthorpe Historical Society.
So that was Sue.
It's been me for a while, but happy for anyone else to step in.
Anyone else?
So are you happy to still be the delegate?
Yeah.
We do require a proxy for if Sue is unavailable.
I can do that.
Thank you, Rach. The Ravensthorpe Town Team.
We didn't have
Can we
anyone
have a-
last time.
Okay, can we have an explanation of what the town teams and if they're active and what actually they are?
Sure, I can give an explanation in relation to what they are, and I might hand over to our presiding member to make comment around how active they are. So town teams are established as a part of the town team movement. So they're apolitical, and there is a movement that exists all throughout Australia. They've produced a number of materials to encourage local community activation. So things like the 50 quick wins. So they ultimately become an umbrella organisation in the way that they provide all of the incorporation for town teams, and they also provide insurance. So there's a body that sits above local town teams that enables them to get on with community projects. Some of the things that town teams have been involved in throughout Western Australia have been localised activations, sometimes markets. I've seen them do streetscape improvement projects. I've seen them do murals and public art. So they're the types of things that town teams do.
Previously, they've been filled, and when we had our last lot of nominations, we decided that they weren't used, both Ravensthorpe and Hopetown, so the positions didn't get filled. We had them sitting there idle because they don't meet for meetings or anything like that. So we didn't fill it at all.
And in Hopi, the HPA, Hopetown Progress, more or less is the town's team.
And so Raven used to have Ravensthorpe Progress, but they don't have that anymore.
They don't even have that. That's right.
So they're kind of eligible for special funding and things as well. So the town team movement has partnered with RAC as an example, and they gave out $2 million in Streets Alive funding for projects that encouraged better pedestrian behaviours ultimately. But there isn't a requirement for councillors to put representatives through. I've seen a number of town teams exist that don't have any council representation on them. So
you don't have any. The groups out there at the moment. They're not
They're not
meeting
active,
or
not
active
set up.
or.
And you know, Julian's was heavily involved in his condemned Gab Major and stuff.
So did you want to leave those vacant at this point?
Yeah.
There was money put aside in the budget for them, so we're a
Not
bit
much
tight
fun
on the
having
money.
a councillor being the only member on
That's
that.
right.
No, that's right.
So outside of this forum, I'm happy to follow up with them in the CEO capacity to see where they're at. Okay. The GEDC Regional Coordination Group.
I'm interested in that.
Right. Because it was you and I last time.
You
Do you want to? And someone else as well.
You're going to do it? Right?
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Like Sue, if you want to go delegate and I'll go proxy.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it that way?
Sue and Rachel. The Jerdakata Community Association.
Yes, please.
Got Rachel as a delegate. Do we have a proxy? Thank you very much, Bill. The Jerdakara Ravensthorpe Nickel Operations Working Group.
Yeah, please.
Rachel.
I'm still happy to be proxy.
Rob.
Can we just also, the JCA proxy was that Sue? Who was that?
Bill.
Bill, sorry. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
The North Ravensthorpe Community Group.
I'll take the delegate on for that.
We just need a proxy.
Yeah, the proxy.
The Ravensthorpe Community Centre.
That was Sue and myself last time.
Yeah, well, I've been a member, so I think that's going to end up happening. So I don't mind. But anyway,
I'm happy to go proxy if no one else
I'll
wants
go
to
to their
do it.
meetings anyway.
If someone else wants to, I'm happy with that.
The Walga Great Southern Country Zone for our new councillors. Obviously, Walga has a number of zones which are set up all throughout Western Australia. The country zone meetings in a regional government setting can be quite important because local governments can actually put up and put motions forward at their relevant zone, which can then be considered by state council. And it becomes, I guess, something that Walga as a whole local government sector can then lobby for. So predominantly, other than the mandatory training and things that they do for all of you guys, Walga are quite important in kind of lobbying for the sector. So that's what the Walga Great Southern Country Zone is about.
I'd like to go delegate with Ben for that one, please.
We've got one. We need 2 delegates and a proxy. We've got Bill as delegate.
There's someone else here.
I'll put my hand up as proxy.
I learn a lot at those meetings.
Yeah, they're good.
And as a council, you can opt to ask to go along, can't you?
Yes, you can. And there's also other events that Wagga will put on outside of the formal country zone meetings, which all councillors can get involved in.
And they go to the different regions. So we would have had one probably about 3 meetings ago here, and they'll go around to each of the country zones.
And then Medallion Medals Community Group.
That was one of them.
We actually applied, didn't we, Robert? I
Yeah.
don't know if any other councillor did yet. Everyone had to apply. We tried as council to get a slot for council. That was rejected. We've done individual applications. I was unsuccessful. How'd you go, Rob?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
So is that different to this though?
Yeah. But that doesn't exist. So what
That's-
we've got here doesn't
That's
exist.
correct.
Yeah, it's a different thing now, right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this was on a list from October perhaps, but based on that, my suggestion is we might actually make a amendment to the motion once you come out of standing orders.
Yeah.
And actually remove that
Yeah.
on the table if
Yeah.
that's the.
I think possibly the president should go, isn't it? President and CEO attend those meetings. That's what it used to be at Galaxy. Got any insights into that, Geoff?
So it's open.
Oh,
So when they had it down here, it was open.
It's not an
you was
official
sure
Shire spot.
into this
Yeah.
Rob was appointed
as
in a private capacity.
Yes.
There's no standing spot for the Shire on that. Yeah.
And I did email and keep querying if we could also get council,
Mm.
someone from the Shire to be able to be there.
So I think there's no need to put someone forward. And when you, if we get a mover and a seconder to come out of, to come back into the
When
meeting.
we come back in up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's one group that's not on there, which is the Ravensthorpe Regional Arts Council. And we actually supply money to them, but there's no delegation for them.
And have the council ever had a dedicated spot previously? Because if not, it may be that it's just managed through a kind of grants process rather than us sitting on their committee. Because these are ones where there's an actual council delegate.
Yeah.
There hasn't been, so how do you go about starting a new?
There's the map used to go, I think.
What about if we wanted to have that as part of this?
I would
How do we go
suggest
about
that you request me to go and speak to them and then I bring something back to you.
Yeah, do you think that's a good idea?
You can give them a fair whack of money. You know how much it is? Yeah.
I'm sorry, not off the top of my head.
More than $10, but it's under $1 million.
Somewhere in that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so regional
Reasonable
arts.
support.
Stretching it. You're stretching it.
I
So
would
that,
deal with that as a separate matter.
okay, when? You can. Let me know.
Yeah,
Radio, so we
just
now,
because this is specifically about the
Yep.
committees of.
so once we've done all that, we now will go back and reinstate standing orders, is that correct?
Yep.
Do we have a mover to reinstate standing orders, please? Councillor Layton. Seconder, Councillor Sutherland. Carried, all in favour? Carried. So now we will go through, the officer recommendation is that council adopt the new schedule for delegates to committee as councillors as listed in the below table. Do we need to read those out? No, we're happy with that. So do we have a mover, as we have discussed? A mover, please, councillor Orban. Seconder, councillor Sutherland. All in favour? Carried. Okay, then we also have council adopt the new schedule for delegates to committees of regional groups and local community and sporting groups as listed in the below table. And are we making amendment?
Yeah, I would recommend if you get a mover first and then if
Okay,
your
so
mover
do
is
we have
happy
a
to make that
mover for that,
amendment.
please? Councillor Orban.
Councillor Orban, did you wish to
Make an amendment?
make an amendment?
Absolutely. I'll amend it to just what you said. How's that? Well, the removal of medallions represented at the bottom of that table.
Okay, do we have a seconder, please? Councillor Sutherland. All in favour? Carried.
Does that change back to the motion now? After you've amended the motion, so we've got another motion to put up?
Because you were the mover,
Oh, cool. Don't have to.
Smart.
Very good.
Right, thank you for that. That's great to have all those positions filled again. 14.2 is corporate services is nil. 14.3 projects and regulatory is nil. 14.4 infrastructure services nil. 15 matters behind closed doors is nil. And 0.16 is meeting closed at 2:47 p.m. Sweet.